Hey everybody, John Lang, Wally Services. Dude, I got so much to do. I have to, they're selling this place. I have 2 days to move everything out. I'm just gonna have to just go crazy, and I'm probably gonna have my employees come in and just keep them on the clock and pay them to help me move. We'll get it done. But it sucks, man. It sucks because you got like everything set up and organized in a system, and then you just got to start over, and everything's going to be all over the place, and it's stressful. It's very stressful. I've been putting it off as long as I can, but I can't put it off any longer. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. So the point of this video is I got two people I want to shout out. If you haven't followed my Snapchat yet, you might want to. It's I'll leave the Snapchat in the description because it's kind of a weird name. I promise I'm getting an Instagram set up. That's what I really want to be on, is Instagram. I think it'd be easier for everyone to follow me on there, and I can just do more on there. But anyway, I want to make this video as a shout out to a couple people that I have following me on Snapchat. One would be Benjamin. What's up, Benjamin? And the other guy would be Jason. What's up, Jason? So, let's start with Benjamin first. Benjamin, I hope you don't, I didn't even ask Benjamin if I could talk about this, but sorry, man. Okay. Benjamin's story is he has himself a power washer. He went out and did his first job, a deck wash, which props to you, brother, because cleaning decks sucks. Sorry, I'm trying to find a bucket. Cleaning decks sucks. It really does. I kind of stayed away from it all year, and I just recently kind of started doing it because I've been playing around with, like, I'll do a house wash and then I'll try to clean their deck up. Like, they didn't pay for it, you know, but like just to try to do it, just to see how it goes. And I've been getting the hang of it. It's really like you just got to hit it with a house wash mix, but it's usually got to go on there stronger than a house wash mix. So it's just iffy. Every deck's so different, and sometimes you gotta like kind of strip them. You gotta use different chemicals, like F18 is what I would use, but I've heard there's some better ones out there. I don't know, there's a lot to it, but like a normal deck that isn't treated, like if the deck hasn't been stained and it's just a wood deck that hasn't been treated and it's dirty, I really think you'll be able to clean that no problem. You just got to use a house wash mix. If it's not coming off, use a little stronger of a mix. You'll be able to restore it, but then you got to neutralize it with a neutralizer, which would be like Ox Bright or something. That's what I use off of Pressure Tech's website. It's called Ox Bright. So anyway, back to Benjamin. First power washing job. He's doing a deck. I think he was just doing it as a favor, as a learning thing. So. But it went good. I think he cleaned it, but he had an issue where he's got a 4-gallon-a-minute machine, and the house was not putting out enough water. It's putting out like 3 gallons. He said 3 gallons a minute. So in a situation like that, you just really got to stop. You do not want to do that to your power washer. You'll mess it up. You'll damage the pump. There's no way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So if you have a belt-driven unit, like this one here, you can just get a buffer tank. Doesn't have to be a big one like this, but you get a buffer tank, and then you're good. Hook it up, and then you got that buffer in case you run into a low-flow home. But keep in mind for like the weight and stuff. So I have a big tandem axle trailer, so I could drive around with 2 of these filled all the way up, and I'd be fine. But like, if you have it in the back of your truck, you probably don't want to go much more over like 50 gallons, I'm thinking. Maybe you could do like 100 gallons, I imagine. You could put some weight in there, because there's a difference between having the weight in there, the full, like the tank filled all the way up. You could put the tank in there and fill it all the way up and then do your job, but you don't want to drive around with that tank filled all the way up. So you could do it. But if you plan on driving around with water in the tank for whatever reason, you don't want to go much more over like 35 to 50 gallons, because it's in the back of a truck. just got to factor in the weight. I think a gallon of water is 8 pounds, so just do the math and figure out how much your truck can handle and whatever. So like, for example, on this trailer I got a 35-gallon buffer tank, and this was just for, we would run into low flow homes sometimes, and this pump is different. It's a direct drive, okay? There's no belt. So what that means is with the belt driven pumps, it's a lot of suction. It literally will suck the water out of there. So I got this huge hose. I got 1.5-inch hose. I got no sharp turns and stuff. So I'm actually, with this 8-gallon-a-minute machine, I'm running like 10 gallons a minute, because it's able to suck so much water from the tank, you know. I upgraded the fittings so I could put a huge hose. There's no sharp 90-degree bends in the plumbing. It's all real smooth. I tested it. I'm literally running like 10 gallons a minute. With this direct drive, it's not suction. The water has to be fed into it for it to spew the water out. So you have to get a buffer tank, but then you have to get a pump to put in between it, so the pump pumps the water into the power washing pump, into this pump. This one was like $100, but this one here, I found out recently that it was actually not putting out enough water to be feeding this pump. So I was kind of starving this pump for quite a while, actually. I actually realized it when this pump failed and we had to just hook it up straight to the unit, and I was like, oh my, I was like, wow, this thing's really putting out a lot more water. And it's because it was being starved. It wasn't putting out the full 4 gallons a minute. So keep that in mind. If you're gonna get a pump, a pump in between the buffer tank and the power washer, of course, make sure that pump is putting out enough water to feed the pump. So keep that in mind. So he came across a low flow home. Fortunately, it was the very first home he did, and it was catastrophic off the start. What was another thing he mentioned? Oh, his pump had gotten hot. So your pump's gonna run hot. It's gonna get hot. Let's see here. This area probably won't get too hot here. This does get kind of hot. You'll feel it, but it's not like I don't know. So what else? Oh, here's another great point. So with my estimates, or with my scheduling, I should say, my scheduling confirmation, it's clearly wrote in there to please have your lawn cut prior to us arriving. Please have if you have dogs, please make sure your yard is picked up. We don't want to be walking through dog droppings. We can't, you know, we might have jobs afterwards, and we can't have our shoes covered with dog feces for our next clients. You know, I describe it in there. And then I also have a small sheet with pre-made estimates on it for little tasks, such as they want a light bulb changed, $10. They want the batteries in their fire alarm changed, $10. Like, and this list keeps growing, because you're just gonna keep running into little tasks people ask for. There's one little clog in their gutters, $45. It's $45 for me to take out a ladder and get up on the roof, period. Even if it's one little clog on your gutter, $45. Dog droppings. If we have to pick up, I have pooper scoopers in both the vehicles. The ones they're like on it's a little handle and it opens like a claw and picks it up. If we have to pick up dog droppings, I think it's either 25 or $35. Like, cause we're not trying to do that. I think it's 35 actually, now that I'm thinking about it. You know, we're there to wash the house or clean the windows, or, you know, we're not here to pick up dog crap. Like, you know, if you're not gonna consider us or have, you know, if you don't respect us enough to clean your yard, you know, we're gonna charge you that, because that's not cool. I mentioned it in the scheduling to please have your yard picked up. If we gotta pick up the dog droppings, I'm gonna add that to the invoice at the end of the day. So that's that. That's what I want to talk about. Yes. Oh, and here's a great way to test. That's what I wanted to show with the bucket. This is, it's not a bad idea. I do this if I come across, if I'm doing a estimate for usually like a newer home, it's pretty much guaranteed that the water is gonna, the soffits are gonna put out enough water, like plenty of water. I think it's like 8 gallons a minute is like the standard thing for a home, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. You know, if I'm doing an estimate for like an older home, maybe like something like this, or if I was doing an estimate for something in this neighborhood, I would bring a 5-gallon bucket to their faucet while I'm doing the estimate and set my timer on my phone, open it all the way up, and see how long it takes for that bucket to fill up. That's what I would do. So let's see how long it takes this to fill up. And time. So when I said time is when it was full. So you can see in the video how long that took. But my guess is it's gonna be like 30 seconds or something. So I think that's it for Benjamin. His first job was a deck wash. Decks are a little more difficult, like I was saying, but you know, it's good to learn. It's good to learn that stuff. Some people are artists when it comes to decks. I'm working there. I'm getting to it. Oh, and Jason, he's another guy. I always try to watch my guys' Snapchat stories when I'm on there, and this is hustle. This is so anyone watching this who's like wanting to get out there and do this, and like you don't have money or whatever, there is no such thing as excuses, and Jason is the epitome of this. This crazy guy is out there with his helper, walking around. He has a backpack sprayer, and his helper is rinsing the house with a garden hose and just a normal sprayer. That is dedication. So he's figured out a mix in the pump-up sprayer, or the backpack sprayer, so the mix is going on the house, but not too hot. I'm guessing he probably dilutes it like 1 part bleach, 9 parts water, or 1 part bleach, 7 parts water, something like that, if he's using the 12.5 bleach. So he's just going around spraying the whole house with a pump-up sprayer and rinsing it off. And dude, that'll work. It'll totally work. Of course, it's going to take a little bit longer, of course, but I mean, now he's going to get that money. He's still going to get, you know, however much he charged for the house, say 300, 400, 500 bucks. If he's doing it right, he would have charged the same amount that I would charge for the house wash. He's doing the same work, cleaning the same stuff, getting the same exact results, but he has to bust out ladders to get up to the top of things, and he has to rinse slower and apply slower, and he's going to be there longer, but that's not the point. And he doesn't have the money to get quick moving equipment, but he also doesn't have a totally booked schedule, so it's all right if he takes a little longer, you know. He does like 4 or 5 jobs of that, and he knows how to manage his money and budget correctly. He'll be buying a power washer in like 4 or 5 jobs, and then it'll just be a badass story to tell people. Dude, I started my power washer company with a backpack sprayer. You know, if I can do it, you can do it. Or he could just tell us, you know, it'll just be an awesome story down the road 5 years from now when he's running some big ass crew. Because a guy who can hustle like that and isn't scared to hustle like that is going to succeed. It's inevitable. So yeah, guys, that's it for now. I gotta get to cleaning, I guess. Sucks. I'm gonna miss this place. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this place. We're probably gonna be staying with family over the winter, basically because, I mean, it's like I could get a new place, apartment or something, and do this all over again. I actually was just looking at a nice place, 2-car garage. It was in a condominium area, It'd be so perfect. But it's like, I know winter's about to hit. So winter's gonna hit, and I got a nice little nest egg put away. But do I really want to spend that whole nest egg on rent through the winter? Or do I want to just like swallow my pride, bite the bullet, go stay with family over the winter, really just sit down and execute some hardcore systems? Because next year's going to be insane, dude. I already have so many crazy ideas. I mean, I'm talking from the hiring process to just certain checklists for every single service. I mean, we're going to be operating like a fine-tuned machine, I'm telling you. That's what I'm going to do all winter, man, is going to work on that stuff and just kind of chill out, help my family out when they need me, and it's going to be cool. So we'll see you next time, guys. I probably won't post for a couple days. I got a few things to do. I gotta move, for one. I didn't schedule work for a couple days, so for Monday or Tuesday, so because I gotta focus on this. And then we got some big estimates to work on. We got that, I don't know if I mentioned in my last video or not. I don't think I did, but we just got a request for a huge 32 three-story vinyl siding, gutter cleaning buildings. Oh my, it is so huge. It's insane how huge it is. But yeah, there's 32 three-story buildings. I mean, I'm thinking it's probably at least like a $30,000 job. Yeah, easily. If it's 32 buildings, dude, probably more than that. Probably looking at like 50. Now that I'm thinking about it, with a house wash and gutter cleaning. We'll see. Anyway, it's a big project, so I'm going to be focusing a lot of time on getting that estimate written up correctly and proposing it in a way where they have no other choice but to go with us. We also got another really big commercial job, so there's some big things in the making, and for me to do this correctly, I probably got to step away from YouTube for a few days, but I just want to let you know, don't think I fell off the face of the earth, but I got to focus on some things that are a little more important at the moment. So, much love, you guys. I appreciate the support. Like I said, follow me on Snapchat. I'm on there quite a bit. I'm going to get the Instagram set up shortly. Might even do that today. And then we'll see you next time. Peace.